I grew up with my father dead and having a estranged relationship with my mother.
When Aug first came around, he was really sick.
Just when we thought that the drama between August Alsina and J. Pinkett Smith is a history, new revelations coming from August have just stirred a bit more controversy. August has finally spilled the truth behind his entanglement with Jada, and let me tell you, his words have stirred up a whole new storm of criticism against her. Some folks are even throwing around the word predator. So here's the recent tea. Apparently, when Jay started her intimate relationships with August, this young man wasn't in a good place. He was dealing with health issues and depression, and here's the kicker: he recently disclosed that he'd been a victim of CIA back in his past. Now that adds a whole new layer of darkness to the situation. And it may just look like that August wasn't sleeping with Jada because she's so good at bed. Their story takes a darker turn.
Of course it makes you want to numb and not feel the pain of what's going on.
Especially when you realize that Jada is a whopping 21 years older than August. It's like, imagine if the roles were reversed and Will Smith was hitting on one of his daughter's friends who was vulnerable and at the lowest point of her life. People would have canceled him a heartbeat now. Technically, August was an adult, and he never accused Jada of forcing him into anything, but here's the twist: Jaden knew he was in a vulnerable state, and for her to get involved with him is, well, it wasn't extremely problematic to make his lose his pain, to say the least.
From there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement.
Now, in the light of these revelations, August feels wrong about the whole entanglement. He even thinks that Jada took advantage of him like a predator. Well, he's giving us a glimpse of what's happening in his head. He said, "I think when you're desperate and you suffer and you get so tired of suffering that you would do just about anything to get out of that space. I'm a person who feels everything, even stuff that's not mine." Well, it seems like the story has been twisted when it hit the headlines. A few years back, August's name was rocking the media when Jay openly spoke about so-called entanglement with him.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship.
Yeah.
Most folks, including her husband Will Smith, were just calling it cheating. But recently, Jada spilled the tea that she and Will had actually been separated since 2016. But it doesn't cancel the disgusting nature of Jada's intimacy with vulnerable August. Apparently, she tricked him into it, sleeping with her under false pretenses of helping him with his mental health, while in fact she was thirsty for a young body next to hers.
Because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission because we were separated amicably.
Yeah.
But hold on. There's something way darker lurking in the shadows when it comes to August's relationship with Jada. His life has been marked by challenges, including the loss of loved ones, and his relationship with his mom was rocky at best. Some fans speculated that August got involved with Jada to fill a motherly void, but it only ended up causing him more pain because he genuinely fell for her while she, it seems, just used him to stroke her ego. At one point in a 2015 interview, August opened about his deep depression, revealing that he had contemplated taking his own life with no one to turn to.
But the hard part is to face it. So of course, there are those.
You see, when we look at the facade of the celebrities' lives, we often don't know much about what's happening behind, and for August's life was not a joyful ride. First, there's the devastating loss of his brother Melvin just days before he turns 18, the kind of pain that can haunt a person forever. And if that's not enough, December 2018 rings another gut-wrenching blow. His sister succumbs to cancer. It's like August's life is a never-ending Greek tragedy. In 2019, the poor guy was hospitalized and diagnosed with nerve damage. He's temporarily lost his sight and ability to walk. It's like he's trapped in a never-ending storm of despair. And here's Jada just using his vulnerability to her own advantage. "I got my taste, an experience of just how evil people can be." And then the bombshell in his 2020 docu-series State of Emergency, The Rise of August Alsina. He opens up about a dark secret he reveals that he was saw as a child by someone close to him, a secret he pleaded with his mom to keep, given the heart-wrenching journey August had endured. He's like a wounded bird seeking refuge. And where does he find it? In the warm embrace of none other than Jada Smith. He needed support, and he found it in their open arms. It's almost like the Smiths were the sanctuary he'd been yearning for, the outpouring for him from our family was, Initially about his health, it all began innocently enough. August becomes buddies with Jaden Smith, the young prince of the Smith dynasty, and through Jaden he's introduced to the enigmatic Jada and the charismatic Will. It's like a fairy tale where the lost soul finds his way to the royal family. But here's where things take a twist fit for a Hollywood buckbuster. When Jada took the spotlight, somehow Jada became closer to August than anyone else in the family, including her own son, and some fans are still disgusted by the level of their proximity to each other. As one person commented, she preyed on him. How the hell do you have an entanglement with your son's friends? Sit. And another user added, she is a narcissist who used and discarded August. Shame on her. And I also feel for her kids. You see, guys, Jada and Will started out with the noble intention of helping August get back on his feet. They see him as a young man in need with his health and mental state in tatters, and considering Will and Jada weren't performing their marital duties for a while, she found herself a replacement. Particular point in time, it was indefinite. Yeah, I really felt like we could be over, and then she decided to offer her personal help, which turned into the entanglement. Jada confesses to a romantic liaison with August. It's like something straight out of a steamy romance novel, full of forbidden passion and hidden desires. Jada lays it all bare, admitting 4.5 years ago, I started a friendship with August. We actually became really, really good friends. It all started with him just needing some help, me wanting to help his health, his mental state. But here's the twist in this tale with Liam. No one twisted August's arm to get involved. The real scandal lies in Jada's actions. She, being the older, wiser, and more experienced one, should have seen the powder cake of emotions he was carrying and thought twice before dancing with fire. But yet she chose to indulge into her own bodily pleasure with a young man, and even dared to boast about that later during her talk show. I got into a different kind of entanglement. Think so? I mean, cuz this is your red table and you brought yourself to the red table. But you know where story got real ugly? Well, turns out that Jay wasn't just a passing fling for August. No. He caught real feelings for her. He went all in, gave his heart, and believed in their connection, as he said during his interview with Breakfast Club host Angela. Yeah, I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life, and I truly and really, really deeply love and have a ton of love for her. I devoted myself to it. I gave my full self to it. But Jada, she had other plans. As soon as she got what she wanted, she was out the door and on to new adventures. August, in his own words, admitted to deeply loving and having a ton of love for Jada. Some people are saying that he was seeking for something his mother couldn't give him in his childhood, but in fact his story with Jada went way beyond spiritual mentorship and became just another ugly soap opera full of lies and deception. It was really a joy to just help heal somebody. Now August, being the real gentleman, he didn't air his dirty laundry with Jada in public, but the hurt was palpable. It was like a song of heartbreak playing in the background. During his interviews, he hinted multiple times that had developed genuine feelings for her during the time they spent alone, and Jada's actions wounded him deeply. She has played such a huge role as news of Jada's latest escapade hit the headlines. The fans were quick to pounce. They wanted her held accountable for what they perceived as taking advantage of August during his vulnerable times. Considering August's emotional baggage, losing family members, drowning in grief, and battling severe depression, it was a clear case of someone suffering and another someone taking advantage. As one person commented, 15-20 years difference is weird enough, but messing up another person like that when he is already messed up. And another user added, makes me wonder what other disgusting things she has done that we don't know of. She was a parental figure in his life since he was a child. So wrong. And so many ways. Well, it looks like Jada is one heck of a thing, and playing with people's lives is just an ordinary day in her calendar. Now I want to hear your opinion on that, guys. Do you think Jada took advantage of August's shattered mental state and vulnerability and left him trauma? Let me know what you're thinking, and in the meanwhile, don't forget to check my other videos.